Hello everyone. Today we're going to read the chapter Reach for the Top. Reach for the Top is a story about two heroic young girls. The first story is about a young mountaineering, Santosh Yadav, and the second part is about Maria Sharapova, a tennis sensation of the world. Reach for the Top is based on the theme that success comes to those who dare and do. This theme runs through the account of both these strong willed girls. Santosh Yadav was born in a small village of Haryana state. Her family was of the opinion of traditional values and they were adamant to keep their prevailing customs. But she rose to the highest glory by her determination and hard efforts. In the same way, Maria Sharapova rose to the top of the tennis world by her hard efforts. She became the world's number one tennis sensation of the modern world. The theme runs throughout the account of Santosh Yadav's education, training, and success as a woman mountaineer in a country where discrimination against women is rampant. Santosh defied all odds, customs, traditions, and prejudices to script her phenomenal success through hard work, persistent efforts, focus on the goal, and mental and physical toughness. Santosh has really reached the highest top that a woman mountaineering could reach, not just once but twice. She is a wonderful role model to emulate. Similarly, the account of Maria Sharapova focuses on the grand achievements of the tennis player, who earned the title of the world number one in women's tennis in 2005. The author reveals that one has to pay a price for reaching the top in the form of hard labor, rigorous training, and sacrifice. Sometimes one has to go mental torture too on this path to success, but its rewards are always sweet and satisfying. This is Santosh Yadav receiving the Padma Shri, and this is Santosh Yadav being congratulated by I.K. Gujral after she had climbed the Mount Everest twice. Santosh Yadav was born in a traditional family. She had five brothers. She was born in the small village of Joniawaz in Haryana. The girl was given the name Santosh, which means contentment. But Santosh was not always content with her place in a traditional way of life. She began living on she began living life on her own terms from the start. Where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses, Santosh preferred shorts. Santosh's parents were affluent landowners who could afford to send their children to the best schools, even to the country's capital Delhi, which was quite close by. But, in line with the prevailing custom in the family, Santosh had to make do with the local village school. At the age of 16 years, her parents wanted to marry her. She threatened her parents that she would never marry if she did not get proper education. Santosh left home and got enrolled in a school in Delhi. When her parents refused to pay for her education, she politely informed them of her plans to earn money by working part time to pay her school fees. Her parents then agreed to pay for her education. Santosh passed the high school examinations and went to Jaipur. She joined the Maharani College with a room in Kasturba Hostel. She developed a love for mountaineering while watching the Aravalli Hills. She saved money and enrolled in a course at Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Engineering. Thereafter, Santosh went on an expedition every year. Her climbing skills matured rapidly. Santosh went on an expedition every year. Her climbing skills matured rapidly. Also, she developed a remarkable resistance to cold and the altitude. Equipped with iron will, physical endurance, and an amazing mental toughness, she proved herself repeatedly. The culmination of her hard work and sincerity came in 1992, just 4 years after she had shyly asked the Aravalli mountaineers if she could join them. At barely 20 years of age, Santosh Yadav conquered the Mount Everest, becoming the youngest woman in the world to achieve the feat. If her climbing skills, physical fitness, and mental strength impressed her seniors, Her concern for others and desire to work together with them found her a special place in the hearts of the fellow climbers. During the 1992 Everest mission, Santosh Yadav provided special care to a climber who lay dying at the South Col. She was unfortunately unsuccessful in saving him. However, she managed to save another climber, Mohan Singh, who would have met the same fate had she not shared her oxygen with him. Within 12 months, Santosh found herself a member of an Indo Nepalese women's expedition that invited her to join them. She then conquered the Everest a second time. She was given the Padam Shri Award. She is also a fervent environmentalist. Santosh collected and brought down 500 kilograms of garbage from the Himalayas. That is the story of reaching the top of Santosh Yadav. The next part of the story, Reach for the Top, concentrates on the famous tennis player Maria Sharapova. She became a top tennis player through hard labor, rigorous training, and a lot of sacrifices. The inside story of her life shows us that she started at an early age to become the top tennis player. She belongs to Siberia, Russia, and left her home only at the age of 9 to begin training for her dream. She had to separate from her mother when she was just 9 years old and moved to the US with her father. Her father worked hard to fund her training. She could not see her father too, as he remained busy working, arranging funds for all her needs. She was bullied by her seniors, and being a foreigner, she had to suffer all that patiently. Maria did not feel depressed. Rather, she was prepared for greater insults too in order to achieve her aim. Maria was young when she went for training in the US. In the day, she used to train and she would go to bed at 8 p.m. Other trainees used to come in at 11 p.m., wake her up, and ask her to tidy the room and clean it. This did not depress her. Rather, it quietly made her more determined and mentally tough. She never thought of quitting because she knew what she wanted. She says, when you come from nothing and you have nothing, then it makes you very hungry and determined. I would have put up with much more humiliation and insults than that to steadfastly pursue my dream. And this success came through to her. This was her key to success. She bagged the women's singles crown at the Wimbledon in 2004. She rose to be the number one in women's tennis the next year. She has normal likes and hobbies of dancing, singing, and fashion like normal teenagers. She also loves reading the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle, and she loves chocolates and fizzy orange drinks. She believes while money does play a part, she always aimed to become number one. Her mantra for success is to work hard and face the toughest competition. Although she speaks with a fluent American accent, she proudly considers herself to be a Russian and is willing to represent Russia at the Olympics too. She is a true patriot as she, living in the US for pretty long, still holds a Russian citizenship. Thank you. Happy reading.